Hi, I'm Kelsey from Brighter Sides. Today I'm going to show you how to make this very cute catnip pumpkin toy for your kitty friend, and you can also make a version for your dog. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make these cute little crochet catnip pumpkin toys that I started making for the cats at the Seattle Area Feline Rescue. They're pretty simple. There's just a couple stitches you need to know, and you will need, well, I'll be using this green color from Big Twist for the main part, and then brown for the stem. You'll also need a 4.5mm crochet hook, a needle with an eye large enough to get your yarn through, some catnip, and stuffing. All right, so we're gonna start by making a slip knot, like that, and then we're gonna chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Next, we're going to start making a half double crochet. So you're gonna yarn over your hook, insert it into the second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Oops, there we go. So now you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull that through all 3 loops. That's your first half double crochet. Show you that again. So you're going to yarn over, insert it into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. You're going to just continue doing half double crochet all the way across this chain. That is the US crochet term. I like using half double crochet for this project because it makes it work up more quickly than a single crochet, and it also makes pretty nice thick fabric, which I really like for the toy so that all the stuffing doesn't show or come out. We don't lose any catnip. All right, almost done there. Got 2 more. And into the last chain. All right, that is the first row. So you're going to turn your work and chain 1. And we're going to be doing half double crochet again, but this time we're going to be going into the back loop only. And what that means is we're going to be going into this loop. So if you can see the top of your crochet, there's kind of a little V shape, and this front loop is the front loop, and this back loop is the back loop. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. Yarn over into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, all 3. Yarn over, into the back loop, yarn over, through all 3. And you'll just keep doing that in the back loop only, all the way across, just like we did the first time, but going into the back loop. And what this is going to do is it's going to create the cool kind of ridged texture because we're forcing the crochet to go in one direction instead of just go straight up. And you'll see what I mean after we complete this row. Almost there. All right, and this goes into our back loop, which is back right here, if you can see that. So yarn over into this back loop. Yarn over, pull through all three. All right, so that is our next row. Gonna turn your work and chain one. Now you can see this row is kind of sticking out more than the previous row, and vice versa in back. We're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to yarn over, go into the back loop only, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all three. Yarn over into the back loop, yarn over, pull through all three. Yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through all three. We're going to do that once again all the way across this row. I'll complete this last row with you. Let's see, and then I'll let you know what we're going to do, which basically is we're just going to keep doing this over and over. So, whoops, half double crochet, back loop only, all the way across. It's good if you're new to crochet to try and keep it a little bit loose because you're probably going to want to pull it a little too tight and that makes it hard to get through the loops. All right, so we're finished with that row. You can see that one is not sticking out as much as this previous row. And now we're getting this nice ridged texture. So you're going to, once again, turn your work, chain one, and then guess what? Half double crochet into the back loop only, all the way across. And you're going to keep doing that until you have 15 rows, not counting your foundation chain. So this is 1, 2, and 3 rows. We want to have 15. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back here. Feel free to pause the video while you do that if you like. I'm back with my finished piece here. It's about 6.5 inches by 3 1/4, something like that. And you should be able to see now that nice ridged texture that we were doing with the back loops. So to finish this off, I'm going to go ahead and pull that through. And then I want to leave a nice long tail because we're going to be using that for sewing. And snip it. And just pull this all the way through. Right, there we go. All right, so now that we have that finished piece with the long tail, we're going to fold this in half, line that up like so, and then insert your hook through both sides. If you can, just lay this little tail down across there and we'll stitch over the top of it so it'll be worked in. And then we're going to yarn over with our long tail and pull that all the way through. Yarn over and pull it through the loop. Go all the way through both sides, just the tops of the stitches there. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So we'll keep doing this all the way across, and as you can see, I'm just going right over the top of this little tail so that it's getting crocheted into it and it's not going to be loose, so we don't have to weave it in later. I'm going to keep going through, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, go through. All right, and yeah, we're done with that one. So next you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull that all the way through again. You can see why we needed that extra long piece, and we still have more sewing to do with this. So next you're going to grab your needle and go ahead and get your yarn on there. And then we're just gonna go in through one side of the fabric and then back out again. In and out towards the tops of the stitches, but you don't have to be too precise because we're gonna pull this like a little drawstring to close up the end of the pumpkin, which you'll see in just a second. I like to do kind of small stitches just so we can get it nice and tight with no big gaps. We'll end up where we started there back at the beginning, and then pull that tight, nice and tight. You can see that scrunched up the bottom there and closed it. And then I'm going to go through both sides and just stitch this up nice and tight. A few times just to make sure that it's solid, it's not going to come undone. And then we're going to turn this inside out. See, that's your little pumpkin butt there. And then we're going to do the same thing here, where we just weave it, whoops, yeah, and I always do that with my yarn. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, but it is still annoying. Get this, there we go. Okay, let's try that again. Gonna weave in and out here. I probably should have actually left a little bit longer tail, but this will be fine. I'm just gonna kind of scrunch it a little bit as I go. So now we're ready to start stuffing this little guy. I'm gonna use a good amount of this polyfiberfill fluff. You can just get it at craft store, or if you have a pillow you want to sacrifice, you can do that. Just make sure that it's clean and new or new-ish. And then once you have that most of the way stuffed, you're just going to create a little hole, little indentation there in the middle. And we'll get our catnip here. I'm going to use just a couple really good sized pinches there, right into the middle. Push that down. Make sure there's plenty in there so they can smell it and they love it. And then we're gonna pull that stuffing over the top there so it's not coming out. Maybe add just a little bit more to the top, like that. And then we'll pull this drawstring tight, just like that. Next, you're going to get your needle back on there. And we're going to go ahead and stitch this up the same way that we did the bottom. just through both sides like that. Pull it tight. Go through one side and the other. And pull it tight. Do that a few times till you're confident that it is secure. And then we'll go through one more time. Leave a little bit of a loop here. There we go. And then go back through to knot it off. All right, so there is the main part of our little pumpkin done. And now we can move on to the stem, and this part goes by pretty quick, so we're really almost done. I've got my brown here for the stem. I'm gonna start again with a slip knot. Get that on there. Going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we are going to yarn over, go into that second loop from, or second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and that gives us our half double crochet. Once again, I'm gonna do that for each stitch here. And then once you get to that last stitch, yarn over and pull through. Gonna leave a nice long tail for sewing again and snip that off. And we'll pull that all the way through. And then I'm just gonna tie these ends together. If you're a traditionalist and you hate tying knots in your crochet, I'm sorry, I hear you, but I do want to make this as safe for the kitties as possible. All right, so go ahead and get your yarn on the needle there again. Grab our little pumpkin friend, and you're gonna go straight through and out the other side. And then real close so we don't see much of it, back up and through to the top there. Okay, now we're just gonna sew this on, so you just go through the stem and into a little piece of the green and pull that through, and then back through the stem into a little piece of the green on this side, pull it through, back through the stem again, and just sewing that on so it'll be nice and sturdy and secure. One more here. All right, so that feels good. Doesn't feel like it's going to come undone at all. Whoops. So the next thing I want to do is, once again with the knots, I'm just going to tie these 2 pieces together, like that, and then tie these 2 pieces together. Well, maybe I am. There we go. Nice and tight. All right, and then the very last thing that we need to do is get rid of these ends, right? So I'm gonna get it back onto the needle. Ooh, it's getting pretty frayed. The way I try to fix this is just by twisting it and then really carefully getting the ends back in there. Come on, little yarn. think that might be good enough. Let's see. And then you'll go straight down through the bottom. Yeah, that worked. All right. Same thing with these other tails. Of course, it's a little easier with the long tails. That's why it's nice to leave a little bit longer tail than you think you're gonna need. There we go. Down, once again, through the bottom. Pull that through. And last one. Down through the bottom. Pull it through. All right. And then the very, very last step. More knots. All right, so knotting these together. Better safe than sorry with playful kitties. Knotting these together. And I'm just gonna knot these together one more time, just for the heck of it. And then we can snip this off nice and short. And that is your cute little catnip pumpkin. You can either give this to your cat, gift it, take it to the animal shelter, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm actually making a little fundraiser with these for the Seattle Area Feline Rescue, in addition to giving these to the kitty cats. If you wanted to make one for a dog, you could also buy little squeaker refills and do that instead of the catnip. I wouldn't recommend it for a very big dog, just because yarn is pretty easy to rip through if they're much of a chewer at all, and you'll want to supervise their play. Alright, I hope you liked that video. If you did, you know what to do. I hope you'll also come visit me at brightersides.com, and if you make these pumpkins for your cats or dogs, please share the photos with me. I'd love to see them. Bye!